Hey everyone, welcome to the Otafest Podcast. Today I've got G and Alfred with me.
What's up?
It's only 3 people today.
Yeah, 3 people today. Because we like to do 3 people when we have a lot to talk about, so that not everyone's opinions can shit. No, I'm kidding. It's because we have, honestly, we have a lot to talk about, and I also kind of scheduled this one late, so it's my bad. Before we get too far, though, our podcast, this episode is brought to you by Foster's Oguraya Bakery and also Voice Dubs. We'll be talking about them a little bit later. We only have a little bit of news, I think, today. So, Alfred, if you want to go ahead with that.
Yeah, so here at Lilac Festival on 4th Street in downtown Calgary, we hope you visited our outdoor booth. It's
Outdoors?
It's hard to believe Otafest is less than a month away, so we're working hard to make sure we'll have another fantastic year. See you soon. So, really, that's about it. We're down to the wire.
Close.
Yeah, 3 more weeks, effectively.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
We're
between
very, very close,
work scheduling and Otafest stuff and like stuff that we kind of do in the week before Otafest. I'm not exhausted, but I'm already or anything like that. But I'm definitely in the somewhat anxious zone.
Yep.
Oh, I am extremely in that anxious zone, especially with the.
Oh yeah, you got Maid Cafe stuff going on.
Yo, Maid Cafe is going to be so hyped this year because
you guys have to visit. Oh, and
so many things happening.
Yeah, we're gonna have Oguraya Bakery stuff there again.
Oh, their food's so good.
So, anyways, yeah. Some of the stuff we wanted to talk about today was E3 preview,
Tons.
predictions.
Oh my god, there's a lot to talk about. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about for E3.
I scrubbed up a whole bunch of little tidbits about what we're going to be expecting. So I guess we shouldn't waste too much time.
No, that's looking into the future. Do we want to talk about stuff that's kind of happening now-ish?
I guess we can talk about now things really quick.
Yeah, let's do a quick rundown.
Let's do a quick
one thing
rundown.
that's quickly con-related. Do you hear about the Phoenix Comic Con?
Yeah, that was so messed up.
Yo.
Holy crap. Yeah.
Okay, so the funny thing is, because we've almost had a similar... No.
The difference was the similar thing that happened with us was it wasn't anything real. The cops came and saw.
It's about... But a lot of it's still about perception first.
Okay.
And then you find out it's a loaded weapon, which is in the case of Phoenix Comic Con. They found out that this guy who, quote unquote, was claiming that he wanted to cosplay as Punisher.
Yep.
Brought in live
actual weapons. Yep.
Actual weapons.
Actual weapons. I don't know if they were loaded.
Ammunition.
I don't know if they were loaded, but I think he had live ammo and but they were actual weapons as well. They weren't just props.
Yep.
So,
but here's the thing,
Comic Con maybe slightly overreacted, I would say.
Oh no! No.
They banned all cosplay props.
No.
Is a little.
Jay,
it's a difference between taking away
did you get the whole
Harry
story?
Potter's wand.
No, you missed the whole story though.
He was there to kill someone. He was there to kill one of the guests.
Okay.
He was there to kill the guy who played the Green Ranger, who was a guest there.
Sure.
He had a weird, unhealthy obsession with them, and he actually used the Punisher justification to get in to actually bring his weapons in. That's what he was doing. He was trying to murder.
And that's fucked up. But that's still not the same thing.
No, but the thing is, though, basically the con itself, I can understand exactly where they came from.
Agreed.
Because we do the same thing. We get about erring on the side of caution, but again, there's a little something different about bringing in a glorified chopstick that's been painted and wrapped up.
What if it's a glorified poison chopstick with a needle?
Then God forbid someone brings in a pen during autograph sessions.
Oh man, I don't know.
Right?
You never know at this point, man.
You see my point.
No, okay, guys.
I kind of do, yeah.
I've been in policy enforcement, so I know how all this stuff works as well. The main thing is you kind of have to overreact a little bit because,
and I'm going to tell you,
it's in a situation of if one of them even came close to it, you have to be like, okay, we need to shut all of this possibility down.
And I'm going to tell you that I work with my professional experience. That is definitely not the case at all.
Okay, sure, but
yeah, okay, yeah. I can agree with you on that sense. You do have the more professional opinion of it, but I do not disagree with what the con did.
Yeah, dude.
I think.
Okay, keep in mind,
it's absolutely a freak out, but you also there have been times where in an airport, for example, if you happen to find something that you suspect to be an explosive, for example, you don't all of a sudden say no one can bring in luggage.
It kind of causes a panic. Yeah, I kind of see that. But the thing is, the con was ongoing, right? What are you supposed to do? You have
and the airport's ongoing.
Yeah, I get that, but
flights are ongoing.
Yeah, but flights can be delayed when something happens, right? And that's actually what occurs, right? So I think for a con that's ongoing with like 10,000 people there already, right? And you all of a sudden have to tell Prop Checked to do a better job or like retrain them in the sense of this is what you need to look out for.
I
think that'd be an insane situation. So
And
I
also
think,
like I said,
huge backlog, too.
we've been in a somewhat similar situation with Otafest.
In all honesty,
Should we actually bring up the actual incident?
no, it's fine. I think we've talked about it enough on
it
this
happened
podcast.
in the past.
Yeah,
But
happened in
the
the
main
past.
thing I want to
the thing
say
is, the reaction there was not that we, started.
Well, we started a new policy, which also caused a ton of backlash as well,
Yeah.
right? But I
But
mean,
then the policy is actually has become more universal. Like,
yeah, it has. Yeah, and I agree
other
with that.
cons use our policy.
Other cons use our policy, and we kind of set a
But
standard.
guys, here's the
for it.
one thing though.
Yeah, G.
A lot of the con attendees themselves also realized what happened once they heard the situation. It wasn't oh my god, this con hates us. It was okay, we get it. Like, we understand. So they started being a little bit more creative instead of bringing props. Because one thing I heard, there was a bunch of stormtroopers walking around with loaves of bread instead.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah, and it's interesting too because all these reactions.
I just want to say that I don't think necessarily that Phoenix handled it completely incorrectly. I just think that there was a little bit of heavy-handedness there.
But I mean, it is a knee-jerk reaction. But again, it's an emergency where one of your guests was threatened.
Yeah.
And you don't know if there was more than one person, right? Because
It's definitely one of those reactions that I understand. Is
yeah,
what
I understand it. It might be heavy-handed, but yeah, I understand.
And total props to the attendees as well, who like went forward after that and were like, you know what, this happened. This is a thing. So we'll leave our props behind and we'll be a little bit more creative.
It's interesting because most of the negative reactions and the saying it's an overreaction came from people who were not at Phoenix Comic Con. It came from people in other, I follow a ton of community groups for a bunch of other cons, and each one actually had that reaction, right? It's like saying, oh, will this affect our weapons policy up here, right? It's like, well, probably yes, maybe no. Phoenix Comic Con wasn't actually checking weapons, so this is why the whole thing happened in the first place, right?
And that's a whole other thing, right?
That's a whole other argument as well, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like
you can't be as surprised when someone shoots someone with a Nerf gun when you weren't checking for Nerf guns.
Yeah, and
Exactly,
it's interesting because most of the attendees were totally okay with the decision and were willing to do.
I
to give
definitely
it
can
up,
understand that concession by the attendee group.
Yeah,
Again, this is something that we can talk about for days because we weren't there.
we weren't there.
It's not really fair to judge exactly, but we're allowed to have our opinions.
Yeah, we
and
are.
hands down, my opinion is everybody who was okay with the fact that
As
the
long
props
as
were
everyone
shut
was
down
safe at the
afterwards,
end.
they were all safe.
And they were all safe. Yeah.
And they went along with it perfectly fine. They went forward with a positive attitude in regards to the situation as well. Honestly, hands down, the best.
Yeah, and props to them because
What size of con are they doing?
Oh, Phoenix is huge.
Is it?
It's big. Yeah.
It's a Comic Con. I was gonna assume probably about 30 to 40.
Oh, it's at least 50,000, I'd say.
it?
Yeah,
Alright.
it's
That's
a
a lot of
pretty
people.
famous.
That
one.
is too many props
And
for me to.
well,
ever
and
want
the thing
to-
is though, right? I have seen convention attendees react badly to knee-jerk reactions.
Yes.
That the con has suddenly passed before. So props to people in Phoenix.
it's all about explanation. People always want a reason. They want to know why.
Yeah, exactly.
If the problem would have been if they started the policy without properly broadcasting through the correct channels, the official channels, about why they were doing it.
Yeah.
They just made a vague reference to something. That would be a very big problem.
So
transparency is key.
One more thing I want to bring up about this as well, a lot of people are kind of reacting to this because it specifically concerns the convention community and such. But I'd argue that a whole bunch of other incidents, right, have also sparked policy changes at conventions, right? I'm actually more concerned about what the Manchester attack is going to do for convention policies and security in that sense, right? So, for big conventions. Who are held in somewhat public areas, right? Because Manchester happened because the attacker took advantage of a loophole, effectively, right? He waited till people were coming out of the concert, waited until he didn't have to go through security and to set off the bomb. Right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what he did. So, and it's raising a whole ton of questions of what's the net that security should cast over an event like that.
Yeah,
because
it's no longer just within the, and that's an issue because the issue being to lay it out is when you have a security team or any kind of rule enforcement, policy enforcement, they can only really enforce things within
a venue,
the literal physical guidelines.
Yeah.
So and maybe plus like the sidewalk, for
Right,
example,
exactly.
Right?
So
that kind of thing. But if your guy's waiting across the street, you can't do anything about him. Then he walks across the street. What are you going to do? You're going to stop him right there? No, that's like it's not humanly, realistically, logistically possible.
Yeah.
The guy walks across the street, pulls the cord, presses the button,
and then
whatever you want to call
outside
it.
your jurisdiction.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, and
I didn't know that, and that's actually, that's such a headache.
Yeah, and that's the
it's
thing,
sad,
right?
but it's
extremely
it's just
sad. But I mean, that's that was what people were kind of raising because
it's a headache in the sense that we have to think about it from lots of different angles here.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Unfortunately, it's one of those situations.
it's not
of
as simple as enacting a policy will help
any
things.
event.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far into this.
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
so,
move on to a less depressing.
Can I just say,
topic.
I'm just sick of one or two or a small group of people really ruining things for the greater
for
population.
most everyone else.
Yeah, the reason why we can't have nice things is because of shitty people.
Yeah.
But of singularly shitty people.
Yeah. But I mean, that's always how it is.
It's always been, and
It's
we
individuals
affect
or small
our
groups
own
of
convention
individuals.
community because of it. We've done that.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, I just want to voice it because I want it to be said, and I want people to be like, that is the truth, and so we can maybe just stop being that shitty people, that shitty person. If we ever thought about it, don't do it.
Don't be the shitty person.
Yeah.
I don't think he really.
There's no need.
Yeah, that person was clearly mentally ill as well. So I mean, there's that aspect of it as well, right? But I mean, again, just let's move on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
It's true. We can go on forever about that.
Yeah,
kind
we
of stuff.
could.
Speaking of opinions and whatnot,
Something else that we could go on forever about.
Oh no.
But I actually thought so. I want to shine light on the positive for this.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought this was not just an
probably
amazing
give an
marketing
opinion
move.
of what
Yeah,
it
I will.
was.
I will. But first of all, it's a really amazing marketing move. Apparently, the movie itself is really good, and that movie is Wonder Woman.
I need to see it. I really want to watch
And I've
it.
heard- so
by the time this
basically-
podcast is out, it will be out.
Yeah, if for some reason you don't know, so Alamo Drafthouse, a private chain that's I think based in
US.
California,
Yep.
and also they have one in Texas, and I think it's specifically the one in Texas, in Austin or something like that, where they decided to hold, and they have the ability to do so,
Yep.
a women's only preview screening, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a preview screening
For
and
Wonder Woman.
as well as they said they were going to be doing additional screenings as well
For women only.
for women only.
And
Yeah.
I don't see a real problem in it.
No,
But
you shouldn't.
There are people who do
Yeah.
do see a problem in it.
Oh, there was one additional thing. It was a women's only screening where the proceeds from those screenings would go to a charity.
charities?
Oh my god.
So it's
Okay,
like,
yeah.
wait, I see nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
and
Except
people
if
haven't.
you're a man.
No,
Sure, no.
Apparently.
You have to be a real man who has taken the red pill. No, because
God,
real
let's
men.
not go. Let's not go
let's-
down the rabbit hole.
Okay,
We are not.
Look, we're not
We're
going down the rabbit hole. But I'm sorry. If you're a men's rights activist, I hate you. It's the same. Okay.
Alfred's allowed to say that.
Yeah, I am allowed to say that because my free
it's a
speech, right?
personal opinion
My free speech.
that he can express.
Yeah, it's pre-speech.
No, free speech.
Free
like,
speech?
like a peach in the freezer. Freeze
No,
speech.
Oh, nice pre-speech. I like it.
Anyways, guys,
Yeah.
Man, I can use that. It's been hot here.
Yeah, it's great.
generally it's if you're a douchebag, you had an issue with this. If you were actually like a good human being, you had no problem with this.
No.
Oh,
How many times do you hear
because
about
there
things
were
like
other
like
screenings
fake,
as well?
like fake girl geeks and stuff?
Yeah.
You hear that about all the time. It's like, oh yeah, I like comic books and stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, well, do you know what happened in this issue? And then she'll be like fucking slam you.
No,
and
dude,
be like,
I-
yeah, that's right, you got fucking served because anyone can be a nerd, you dumb shit.
I have
Exactly.
seen that at cons and it infuriates me. I all of a sudden and sometimes I love it when I know the franchise better than the person who's testing the girl. And then I ask them a question in response and they don't get it right. I love that. But anyways,
as a lifelong like I said, I've said this before. I classify myself as a gamer geek.
Right.
Like that is my primary method of nerdiness.
Nerdiness,
right?
yes.
Just a gamer geek.
Just a gamer geek. Don't ask me how many pixels are.
No, I'm just a
are
flat
on
out
each level.
nerd in general.
But like seriously, like I am happy to admit that for the lifetime that I've been playing video games and all kinds of games in general, there are several of my friends who are female and can beat the shit out of me in games. Like shout out to like Smo. holy fuck, that girl
Mario Kart.
will wreck you at like
Mario
certain
Kart.
Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Wait, serious?
Mario Kart. She's so good at Mario Kart.
She's so good.
Ridiculously good at Mario Kart.
So good.
She actually gave herself a handicap one time. We were playing like
She's like,
Mario
I'll play
Kart
with my
DS.
toes.
No, Mario Kart DS, right?
Right.
She asked to switch DSs with Sarah, and her DS is actually broken. The shoulder buttons don't work.
Okay.
So
The
she can't
shoulder
drift.
buttons do not work in
So she
Mario
couldn't
Kart.
drift.
Think about that. She still came in first.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, 150cc. Killed us.
Damn.
She just took good lines. She knew what she was doing. She
makes me wanna
optimized
play
the
against
character.
her.
Yeah, like so. Shout out to
Like, hands down, this
and
guy
that's
I
just
wanna play
one
against
of like many brilliant girls out there who happen to be fans of the same things that we are fans of.
Right.
Yeah,
so
hands
okay.
as human, like a group of humans.
Okay, so let's go back to the whole
Actual issue at hand.
Wonder Woman thing. So like here's the thing, okay? And I see this in the media as well because that movie's being held to an unrealistic standard, right? People are saying
Because it's a female-centric main character?
it's like, dude, they're like, if this fails, there won't be any more female-related.
But why are people saying that? I haven't looked so deeply into this because I think it's mostly ridiculous and I don't.
The
pay
media
attention
commentary
so much.
is ridiculous because
No, but like, why is it more so? Why is it being given the standard when like Hunger Games wasn't?
yeah, agreed.
Hunger Games. By the way, I didn't like those movies at all.
Yeah, but
I
mean,
didn't really have an opinion on it.
it's
They
because
existed,
it's
that's about it for me.
it's a superhero movie and it's dominant at the box office currently, and that's kind of that's the type of genre.
That's intimidating. and
That's
scary.
intimidating. Yeah, but I mean,
my testosterone
but-
can't handle it.
but see, I think it
My
highlights a
dick's
bigger
shriveling
issue.
up right now.
It highlights a bigger issue, though. Okay,
Well, it's the main thing is there's always been male superheroes,
Yeah.
which has been fine. Whether they succeed or fail doesn't matter in the movie.
sorry. So basically, what you're telling me is, if you're not Black Widow, if you're not Scarlett Johansson in a hot black bodysuit,
Yep.
that you're not allowed to.
Actually, I completely disagree with that. I don't like Black Widow.
as a character, no, she was badly written.
She was poorly written, and ScarJo.
I like Scarlet Witch is better.
Yo, Scarlet Witch hands down better.
She's way better.
Anyways,
anyways,
but
yeah,
no one
sorry.
goes like, "Oh crap, we got a Superman movie, right?" And then it fails. It's like, "Oh damn, we can't put out any more man movies."
Yo,
I get
right?
perfect example of that.
No one goes like that,
No,
right?
perfect example of those. The Wolverine movie where they had Deadpool and they sewed his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Like that was
Like,
a complete
it wasn't really
gong
Deadpool
show. And then we got Deadpool later on, which was actually amazing.
right? And then like everyone's going.
So we could never. But if this movie went wrong, is you're saying we could never make another Wonder Woman movie?
a lot of people are commenting.
That's what
like,
some people were saying. Well, that's the
and
thing.
then some
right?
people are saying like, that's the expectation this movie
There's
has, and it's unfair, right?
Let me tell you about this one thing that actually happened. So like 3 days ago or something, as a result of one of the this screening, some good dude from the internet, not really worth mentioning his fucking name. It's not. He wrote a letter to the mayor of Austin,
I
Texas,
saw that. That was so good.
and he's like, dear mayor of Austin, Texas, I will never visit your state or your city, and because it is a shit place. Because men couldn't be men, essentially. It was just the worst. Like, I don't want. I know I'm paraphrasing. I'm not hitting all the exact notes of what the letter said.
Yeah.
I read it once. I'm not going to read it again. You can look it up for yourself if you really want it to. Like, that's kind of like.
and this was in regards to the fact that they have the Wonder Woman women.
Yeah,
in the
I'm not
showing?
joking. It was
That
in
is
response to that.
so
And then
dumb.
it had points like, name one thing that a woman's invented. Like, what's great about women? Like, women are it literally had stuff like, women are the second rate gender.
Yeah.
Shit like
it
that.
was a lunatic's
crap.
raving, basically.
It was crap.
Yeah.
And then, but the response by the mayor was like
Pretty
absolutely
classy.
awesome.
I can
Like,
read it,
It wasn't
actually.
even savage. It wasn't like savage or
It was
barbaric.
pretty savage. I'd say it was. I
No,
don't
but
know.
it was absolutely like strongly like well worded. It was like, dear sir, it seems that someone has hacked your email account. Because I don't think anyone would normally just say like this kind of stuff, and I wouldn't want anyone to slander your good name by saying all this like stupid shit about women. First of all, like, blah blah blah, and then it's like, and then he proceeds to even like address certain things like women invented very
Okay, I have the full
important
text here.
things and all this.
Wait, how long is
no,
it?
No, don't. You're not reading the guy's letter, right? You're
No,
reading
no,
the
no,
man's
no.
letter?
This
Okay.
is the mayor's response.
Dear Mr. Amanduri, I'm writing to alert you that your email account has been hacked by an unfortunate, unusually hostile individual. Please remedy your account security right away, lest this person's uninformed and sexist rantings give you a bad name. After all, we men have to look out for each other. Can you imagine if someone thought that you didn't know women could serve in our combat units now without exclusion? What if someone thought you didn't know that women invented medical syringes, life rafts, fire escapes, central and solar heating, a wartime communications system for radio controlling torpedoes that lay the technological foundations for everything from Wi-Fi to GPS and beer? Wow, I hesitate to imagine how embarrassed you'd be if someone thought you were upset that a private business was realizing a business opportunity by reserving one screening this weekend for a woman to see a superhero movie.
That's such an yeah.
You and I are serious men of substance with little time for the delicate sensitivities displayed by the pitiful creature who maligned your good name and sterling character by writing that abysmal email. I trust the news that your email account has been hacked does not cause you undue alarm. I wish you well in securing your account. And in the future, should your travels take you to Austin, please know that everyone is welcome here. Even people like those who wrote that email whose views are an embarrassment to modernity, decency, and common sense. Yours sincerely, Mayor Steve Adler.
Yeah.
That is actually really good.
That's
good.
Nenshi level shade.
Yeah. But I mean...
But that's the main thing, though. It's only like one screening
It's a
that they
freaking
did.
superhero movie, dude.
It's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
They did it for one screening,
And it's
after
totally-
after all the backlash,
man,
they're
It's
like,
in the pursuit of capitalism in many ways.
And the
as
thing
well.
is,
Like,
I
that's
haven't
totally fine.
I haven't seen MRAs complain about like freaking women's only night at clubs.
Yeah.
Right. Girls nights out. Right. Like I don't see people complaining about that, and it's I don't know. It's a publicity thing. I think.
Anyways,
right?
Yeah.
I think we've hit all the notes that we really need
And
to hit
I
on
think
this.
we've hit our opinion.
You're
on
allowed to.
this.
You're allowed to have your own.
there's one last point I want to make, guys.
Yeah.
So there has been some reviews of it already, and
Supposedly, it's fantastic.
it's a good movie. And there was one comment I saw online. I really wish I remember who said it, but it was one person's like, I feel really bad about how girls are gonna grow up seeing superhero movies going forward from this point on, and somebody responded to that. They're like, why? Like, what's so bad? It's like they're gonna grow up thinking that there's good DCU movies.
Ooh, rude.
Oh man.
Quick question though: did you see Batman vs Superman?
I did not know.
Did you?
No, I've seen Man of Steel.
I haven't seen Man of Steel, and I haven't seen Batman vs Superman.
Yep.
And my question was like about the movie for Wonder Woman
And-
how important it would be to see Wonder Woman's introduction in Batman vs Superman. I don't know, so therefore I
Probably
can't
not
really
very.
speculate.
Like
too far.
I've seen the fight scene and all
From
that.
what I
yeah.
understand, the Wonder Woman movie covers her background from her beginnings.
Apparently
Like
it's
the whole,
the
like-
whole
It
thing
is a true origin
The
story
whole
for
thing's a
her.
flashback to the origin story.
which I'm actually
Yeah.
okay with for Wonder Woman because her story has not been told properly
Yeah,
for the longest
people
time.
didn't know her origin story, right? And that, like, I also feel though,
Like, I
Like,
know
being-
her origin
No,
story.
because she
but
has mixed origins.
Yeah.
that's one of
Right.
the
It's
issues.
not just that. It's the fact that her origin story has not been told over 1,000 times in
Yeah.
a thousand different ways.
You mean like Spider-Man? Like, fuck, how does he become Spider-Man? Like,
when he meets Batman? I mean, wait, no, that's not
Okay,
right.
see, no, I like. Okay, back to the women only screening.
What's
Just
the-
real quick. Okay, real quick. And a lot of people are saying, like the women's only screening kind of reflects how important Wonder
Yeah.
Woman is to a lot of women, right? Who are told they can't be nerdy, they shouldn't have any female role models that are superheroes, for instance, right? And then like, all these guys going like, you know what, like, yeah, well, Batman was important to me, Spider-Man was important to me. And it's like, okay, you had Batman, Spider-Man. Name any other mainline superhero. How many of them are dudes? How many important figures did you have in your life? And this one is so damn important that women are kind of like going to see this, right? And then you want to take that away from them. Like just sit back for a minute, think about that.
It's a hand down dick move.
Yeah, it's just like just sit down and think about that for a minute, right?
are there more female villains than there are superheroes?
I would. Good
Here's
question.
the thing.
Yeah.
Female characters in comics in general, there's not a huge number
But
of them.
I'm just gonna like you list someone like one of you two start listing women superheroes because I can think of
Okay, Wonder Woman, Black Widow.
Yeah,
Are we thinking Marvel only or DCU as well?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Red Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
But she can be argued as an antagonist at one point as well.
yeah,
true.
so can Catwoman as well.
The Wasp, Rogue, any of the X-Men, Jubilee.
X-Men's probably your strongest source,
Right.
Yep.
Because, but I mean,
Because you have Storm, you have
Storm,
Jean Grey.
Blink.
a Squirrel Girl. As for, I
I'm
mean,
making a movie about that. I
yeah.
can't fucking believe it.
As
Technically,
for
Squirrel is the strongest.
Yeah,
because
she is.
I have something against squirrels.
no, but when I'm thinking, like,
Here's the thing, though. Like, I can name a ton, and we could go on for a while.
but are they popular?
That's the main thing. There's not a lot of very popular ones out there.
Did they get lots of attention?
Like Suicide
right?
Squad's probably the most recent female protagonist.
And
superhero type
she's a
movie.
bad guy technically, So.
The thing with Harley is she's a bad guy and she's a good guy.
But you know
as
what?
well.
But I think there's
her
a strong
story
reason for
is
that.
complex.
Yeah, and
Sure.
I think a lot of writers take the whole like, oh, she was abused but keeps coming back kind of like stance on it. I'm
Too much.
But
I want to no, but I think there's another reason. And actually, like again, I don't look into this shit all the time, so
Right.
like I'm probably listing things that have already been said by people who are more in the know. But it's like I think female antagonists exist more often because it's easier to write a stronger character for them,
right.
because they have a mean streak to go on.
Yeah, female villains.
Yeah.
And, like people just find them interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
Anyways, that's so much stuff. I'm gonna do a quick interruption here and introduce you to our fantastic sponsor, Foster's Oguraya Bakery.
Try their melon pan.
Try their everything.
Try their everything,
They're going to be at the May Cafe, and you can also
All of their
find
food
out.
is delicious, hands down.
Yeah.
It's so good.
We can talk about it, but here's the ad.
Foster's Oguraya Bakery is a local bakery specializing in authentic Japanese-styled baked goods. Melon pan, available in original, green tea, chocolate, and mocha, deep-fried curry beef buns, daifuku mochi, sweet and sticky rice cakes with red bean filling, and shokupan, chewy white bread loaf, are just some of their signature items that are made fresh on location. Family owned and operated since 1981, Oguraya Bakery products can be purchased at their storefront in Southwest Calgary, as well as across Canada in many supermarkets. Their confections will be available at Otafest 2017's Made in Butler Cafe events, so treat yourself during the con. Visit fostersbakery.ca for more information on where to find their delicious baked goods.
Okay, thanks, Foster's.
Yeah.
Yay.
Come to the May Cafe. Tasty bits.
Okay, so should we just dive into E3?
Yeah, we really should, because
Probably should. There's
a
tons
lot.
we
to
still
talk
have so
about.
much to cover.
Okay, let's go conference by conference then.
Okay, start it off.
EA. Anything worth talking about?
EA Sports.
No, not worth
It's
talking
in the
about.
game.
I hate the EA conferences when it gets to the EA Sports section. I just hate it.
Because
Sorry.
they have Madden,
No, they-
and NFL, or FIFA, and NBA Live.
The conferences are just so awkward to watch because they always get an athlete to come up on stage to talk about the game or like the philosophy of their sport, and then they show gameplay footage, and it's just like, oh, it's the same as last year.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing, though. No, it'll be shinier in the slightest way and
Yeah.
like one or two new features. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, yay, that's the same game. Pretty
So
much.
the stuff that you probably will be more interested in is Star Wars Battlefront
Star Wars
2.
Battlefront 2, I cannot wait just because of the story mode.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna sit back. It's not gonna be a day one purchase. Kind
Look,
of
and
thing,
it's not going to be
but I'm
super
gonna wait.
fantastic. I get that, but okay, my main thing with the campaign, DICE is not developing the campaign. Thank you, thank God.
See, here's my thing
What is
with
DICE?
that, though. DICE is
Battlefield.
They were in charge of Battlefront 1.
Oh right.
Battlefield, Battlefront 1. Yeah.
See,
Okay.
my biggest problem is I saw what Star Wars Battlefront 1 was. I was excited for that.
Yep.
I think a
then you
lot
got
of us
4 maps.
were.
And then I saw the release of that, and I was like, wow. And then I saw the cost of that as well on release.
Also, wow, and season passes and all that stuff.
And it was just a complete gong show of we're just
Right.
going to take your
Right,
money
right.
and give you nothing and keep hitting you in the face with garbage, and
Yeah.
you'll dislike it. And that's why I am not hyped for Battlefront 2.
Do you think they're gonna have? One other thing before I ask. But BioWare is also gonna have a new IP apparently.
Oh,
setting
if
up.
that's the not Dragon Age and Mass
Yes.
Effect, that's going to be interesting. Like,
I'm very curious.
yeah,
Because you can't not be. It's BioWare.
yeah, it's
I'm
BioWare.
curious. Hells yeah.
Yeah.
So the question is like,
considering the recent handling of their franchises, I don't know.
what do you like? The thing is like, how do you think EA is going to come out of this? Do you think they're going to come out like, let's say if you give them a prediction 1 out of 10, how good they're going to come
Okay,
out?
I think that a lot of the focus will be on Battlefront 2.
Yes.
Which
And
they
keep,
should.
And keep in mind, right, since the Disney takeover of the Star Wars franchise, right, LucasArts, or not LucasArts anymore, the Disney Group, have
Yes.
been very adamant on making quality products for their franchises, right? So
You don't say.
I think Battlefront 2 is going to be a lot more impressive than people are giving it credit for, because A, single player, right, the campaign, I think is going to be great. Because again, it's not being developed by DICE, right? And DICE has a kind of a sketchy history of single player games, you know, with the exception of the first Mirror's Edge, I'd say.
Yeah.
But
DICE has good things about them, but they also have bad things about
yeah,
them. hands down.
and, well, really sorry, I'm not a big fan of the Battlefield series either. Like the last one I bought was Battlefield 1, and I stopped playing in like a week. But anyways,
That's fair.
for Battlefront, the single player campaign is being developed by the same studio that created Spec Ops: The Line. Ooh, right? And
I don't know
it's-
anything about that one.
And it's from the perspective of an Imperial officer who has witnessed the destruction of the second Death Star and is now wandering the galaxy as a rogue.
Okay, if they have
Yeah.
similar things like they had in Spec Ops: The Line, where it makes you like question,
Kind of
your
question
decisions.
the narrative and stuff.
Okay, I'm actually
that'd be
looking.
deep.
See,
I'm
there we
looking
go.
forward to
But
the
seriously,
single
yeah.
player.
And that's the thing. I don't give a crap about the multiplayer. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's Star Wars and shiny, right? Like, we
Well, yeah,
have
like
been
multiplayer.
lacking.
What the purpose of multiplayer for most games is replayability, but it's
Yes.
not about experience in that sense. It's not storytelling. It's not giving you that
Right.
substance that you really, really
Right,
want.
and
there are
yeah.
few games that really subsist so well
Precisely.
on replayability and multiplayer
Yeah.
that they survive longer than, let's say, even 5 years.
Yeah, and I get Star Wars Battlefront was all about the multiplayer. I get that it's a multiplayer focused game, but we haven't had a good single player Star Wars experience in a
But
very
because
long
you
time.
told me that,
Yeah.
I am curious about it now. I
Yeah.
am looking forward to it because Spec
Right.
Ops was.
Spec Ops was mind blowing.
What's the last great single player?
Dishonored 2,
No, fuck. Star Wars game.
Star Wars game, the last good single
KOTOR?
player one. KOTOR was I liked
KOTOR?
it. KOTOR was okay. The Jedi Knight series I loved.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna say Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron is fantastic.
That's the thing,
It's
though.
absolutely one
If
of the
we're going
best
back
goddamn games.
into that day and age, there were so many good Star Wars games.
Yeah,
But that's because multiplayer was not relied upon.
yeah.
Yeah, it existed
Multiplayer
in a
is-
bunch of those games, but it wasn't what those games were about.
Right.
The selling point of those games were these epic
Are we about
stories.
to say that?
But then again, there were some pretty bad Star Wars games too. Yeah.
Could you imply that like online multiplayer hurts game development?
It depends what your priorities are.
Yeah,
as
sure.
as a gamer.
Depends
For instance,
on
like
your
if
game.
you're like Overwatch was never going to be much different from what it was.
No,
like
correct.
what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
and
agreed.
it's still a good game.
Yep.
But like there are games that like clearly shunt in multiplayer, or they focus on multiplayer, but they like give you some half-assed like single player kind of thing, which really brings down the product as a whole. kind of thing.
I would argue StarCraft 2 was designed as a like multiplayer focused game, and considering the amount of balance that was put in there. But damn, the single player campaign, The Wings of Liberty, still one of the best RTS campaigns ever out there.
I'd have to say that the 3 single player campaigns in that are definitely weird.
Weird, and kind of because each one has different gameplay.
Yeah,
right?
each
Like,
one is different in its own way. And
But I
it's,
mean,
it's
that's
a little bit
that's
janky.
the essence of StarCraft, though. Each of the 3 races are kind of different in their own way, right? And then, like but the core
I
gameplay,
agree with that, but
yeah.
at the same time, the single player campaign was different from normally playing that race as well.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
true. That's true. Anyways, but they focus on making an experience, right?
Yeah.
yeah. We got to move on. But seriously, like, how do you think EA is going to come out of it? So on a 1 to 10 scale, about like how do you think they're? Gonna,
I think Battlefront is going to be
good is their
the
conference
big
gonna be?
feature.
I think it's going to be a slightly positive conference.
Slightly positive, and
so like a 6.
I'm not going to give it. I'm not going to give
I'm
it a
not gonna
value.
give it a
I'm
number.
just going to say it's going to be slightly positive.
Slightly
It's not
positive,
going to be
yeah.
like mind blowing, but it's going to be like.
I think I'm a little bit stronger
gonna
on
be-
that. I think I'm going to be. I think, especially on the BioWare IP.
the BioWare IP.
I think it's going to really swing it. So I
Right.
think it's going to be a stronger presentation.
Actually,
has to
that's
look-
why
if I give it a number, it's going to be like 6.5 to a 7.
Actually, that's why I'm giving it a slightly positive, because I think the Battlefront is going to be good, but that's just baseline and good. Need
Yep.
for Speed, people who want it from before are going to be excited
Need for
about
Speed
it.
is just fucking piggybacking off Fast and Furious.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
I think it's.
In terms of, like-
we'll see, we'll have to see what happens.
Yep.
But then the BioWare new IP
that's going to be the
is
one more
gonna
thing.
Bump
That's-
it up a little
That's
bit.
going to be the
over
one more
to a neutral
thing.
experience.
That's going to be the thing that closes out the show for them.
Definitely for
I
them.
think.
Yeah.
Okay, Microsoft,
Scorpio.
Scorpio. Yep.
It's kind of an about time thing.
But the thing is,
Because they're the last one to this cycle.
they have to show that Scorpio is worth it. That's the problem here.
See, my biggest problem with the consoles is the fact that the current consoles didn't get that much use.
People are
I love
speculating.
my PS4. That's the thing.
Like, the PS4 is good. The Xbox One is good. But the problem is neither of them have that many solid, amazing games on them.
yeah,
but that's not always
true.
a fault of the console.
No, it's not. It's
well,
not. I just
right.
think, like, already the fact that we're getting to these upgrades to your console, because
I see what you mean.
people-
Yeah,
Xbox One
yeah.
has
Yeah.
the Scorpio upgrade.
Yeah.
PS4 is PS4 Pro,
PS4
yeah.
Pro. There's all these upgrades already
Yeah.
coming out, but there's not even that many games on it to be like, hey, this is the best
So,
console
I don't
out
know.
there.
Like,
What I've heard,
Yeah.
one of the things that I've heard like speculated is that like this could be Microsoft's Dreamcast moment, where this is kind of like it's not exactly in the same terms, but like the way that they're kind of putting their eggs in a basket right now.
Yeah,
It can be a real concern, like whether they're going to be a bigger player in the console,
the next console cycle. Yeah. But
I don't know. I guess for me, it's a little bit of I come from an age. I'm older than you guys, obviously.
I'll fight you.
But I come from an age earlier where it was you had these consoles competing against each other, and it was they have similar specs, but they're not identical. And it was their games that pushed them forward. And they had a lot of solid games on them that made them amazing. You look back on PlayStation 1.
PSX.
PlayStation
God,
2. Even
games.
PlayStation 3. Like, they had tons of amazing games.
Yeah, I need to get a PSX.
okay, well, for the PS4...
With the Nintendo comparisons, too.
For the PS4, I would kind of disagree with you on that front. I can name a ton of exclusives that are exclusive to the PS4 and are absolutely worth buying the whole console for.
I can name them on a single hand.
On a single hand, but keep in mind, we just came off a console cycle that was 8 years.
But the thing is,
we also live in a different.
How long has it been out?
We live in a different time where exclusives are
3
so
years
unique
and
now.
a single hand's worth of games.
Games development costs a lot nowadays.
I understand.
It costs a lot, and again, exclusives don't happen as much anymore.
Yeah.
True exclusives, and I'm talking about
because it
sure,
costs,
maybe it was day one exclusive, but guess what? If they get ported 2 years in, it's non-exclusive.
And
anymore.
does it have to have a ton of exclusives to be successful? Because the Xbox, the original Xbox, had Halo, Halo 2, Ninja Gaiden.
Rare stuff.
Rare. Okay, well, not on Xbox like era.
But eventually they did, actually.
Eventually, yeah. But
Let's
I mean,
say 360.
360. Halo 3.
Yeah.
Halo Reach. Halo 4, maybe?
Guys, but it's not just the only exclusives. It's not just about the exclusives.
So-
it's about the games that are on the console that are fun to play on that console.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay, well, that's just, again, I think it's a result of just everything going multi-platform, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's just it. And,
For me,
I think one of the things that hurts their decision making for Microsoft is because they clearly, more so than any other of their console competitors, have more than a foot. They have at least a whole leg and a bit of waist in the PC gaming market.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
do.
Yep.
Right? It's a completely different consideration.
But to be fair, though,
they have
Microsoft's
to-
got a huge thing where it's like if you buy the game on their Xbox One, you get the equivalent on PC as well.
But that's an about time thing, is it not as well?
A little bit, but then you try to compare that with like Sony, you're not going to get the same deal out of it.
Right, yeah. It's true.
Either way, I think we got a little bit away from
a little
what
bit
Microsoft
away.
is actually trying to provide.
So Microsoft conference, there's Scorpio.
Again, I think the Scorpio is going to be incremental upgrade, like the PS4 Pro. It's going to be optional. It's not going to affect the overall gaming experience. I feel like, because honestly, PS4 Pro is not a requirement to enjoy your games. I'm playing Persona 4 on a normal PS4. Persona 5 on a normal PS4.
Like a pleb.
Yeah, whatever. What interests me is that what they're going to do to make this worthwhile. So we have Crackdown 3 listed.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
Yeah, Crackdown was a fun game. Crackdown
hands
2 was, I guess, okay. I don't know.
I don't know. The Crackdown games I've always enjoyed because they're a little bit on the ridiculous side, but
for me,
they're fun.
Yeah, for me, it's
They're fun
always
to play.
the game that came packaged with the Halo 3 beta. For me, that's what it's always going to be. But really,
they still managed to make something out of it.
If they make it
which
unique,
is commendable.
If they make it unique, they make it actually like worth looking at, and it's an exclusive that isn't really, you know, like a generic shooter or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting.
Forza's
Forza's always been
Forza's
one of those.
always
That's one of the big things. But like,
games for car
one of the
guys.
big things is like
Halo
so
6.
I don't think
Halo 6,
I don't think you guys play as much racing games as I do.
No,
I
I don't play a whole lot, but my interests are mostly like not necessarily Forza, but like I like playing dirt and like rally type games. But like I gotta say, like they take up all they're very heavy games, resource dependent games. Like they
are.
because like some of it's obviously the experience, the experience of like driving. Like some people have the whole setup, and I don't have that because I'm not rich enough for that kind of stuff. It's like that's a $5,000 setup sometimes. But the other thing is like the kind of calculations that go into it, and like, that everything from like it's not just about the wheels turning and the weight shifting. It's about like how the particle physics of the dirt.
So my question is, it needs to blow away any sort of PC PC competition on that sense for them to make Scorpio worth it.
That's why this console has to be beefy,
right? And but the thing is, though, I kind of will wonder how Forza 7 will kind of beat the physics of Project Cars or something like really graphically crazy on the PC, right? But anyways,
it's very debatable.
Yeah, it's debatable.
Because the other thing is like you can make the argument that like maybe in the next 6 weeks it's going to be like okay, but I mean like NVIDIA just came out with the 1080 Ti like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right?
honestly,
And
this
the
is
Titan
definitely
X
one of the things we
exists,
could argue for a while.
Yep.
Yes.
We will have to see what this thing. But going in, are you expecting great things, or is it
no,
going to be kind
I'm
of
not.
a mediocre?
It's gonna be mediocre.
I think the Dreamcast moment is real.
Yep.
So, do you think it's going to be an amazing conference? Though?
No, I don't.
Look,
No.
it has to be like this conference for them. Either has to be a 9, and like it has to be a 9+, because if it's anything below that, they've kind of already failed.
Yeah,
so you think they have to steal the show this year?
Yes,
Otherwise, it's kind of
essentially,
mess.
Yeah, it's going to be a 6 out of 10 is what I think.
I think it's going to be the mediocre one.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be positive, but mediocre
No, just
positive.
not
Bethesda.
good. Just it's not gonna that it's gonna be alright, be bad. It's just not gonna be good enough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're running out of time. Bethesda. Elder Scrolls, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, Elder Scrolls Fallout is kind of their fallback thing.
It's the bread and
Prey
butter.
just came out. Dishonored just came out.
Yeah.
However, Doom might get something, I think, as a new expansion or something like that, because in the vein of Wolfenstein and how it got the old blood or whatever. Yeah, Wolfenstein sequel. I think we're going to see it.
Are we not supposed to be seeing a Quake thing happening as well?
Quake. It's going to be Quake Champions, which is kind of like a hero-based Quake. That's already going to be in beta.
Is it gonna be like Smite?
No.
In that sense?
No.
What do you mean?
It's more like
Think about Overwatch.
Yeah.
But a lot more standard, where everyone gets the same weapons, but you just activate the abilities at certain times.
Oh, that's weird as fuck.
Yeah, it's interesting. But
it's more Overwatch-ish.
we're probably not going to see another Elder Scrolls sequel. I'm going to be very surprised if we see the sequel to Skyrim.
Yeah.
We're probably going to see a Fallout.
I'd be
expansion.
so surprised. That'd be like if they announce a sequel, like an Elder Scrolls, then that will blow it out of the water.
Yep.
But they're probably not going to. So I think they're going to have a very average show.
Yeah, agreed. Fallout 4 expansion. The Wolfenstein sequel has to be really cool looking, but it's going to be more of the same, I think. If we get a Doom expansion, I'd be so down with that, because
that'd be cool.
I freaking love Doom so much. I love that game.
How much have you been playing? Do you go back to it often though?
Good replayability.
You're a Destiny guy.
Well, Doom has good replayability because they do time trials and like they put a lot of DLC. I don't play any of the multiplayer, but like every so often I get the itch to just go back and play it because it's such a fun game. Right?
Sure.
That's actually a sign of a good game then.
Yeah. But,
Speaking of PC games,
again, we think they're going to be mostly average.
yeah, mostly average.
yeah, Bethesda, unless they have some sort of special thing
Yeah.
announced, is going to be an average.
Dude, this isn't a huge year for huge announcements.
No.
Right? Like there's nothing on the horizon that is going to be
There's
crazy.
one or two things that I'm looking forward to. That's about it. Really.
I kind of disagree, but you're not going to like it. But we'll get there after this one.
PC
gaming. So
well, this is kind of like
it's more of an internal thing for them.
amalgamation of many different studios, kind of putting on a show.
Yeah, it's just basically just going to be like a bunch of different companies being like, "Hey, check out our game."
Yeah.
I don't think there's
happen
going to be
on
anything
PC.
amazing out of it. There's going to be
I don't
some
think there's
cool
going to be any
trailers.
exclusive
Half-Life 3 hype.
Yeah,
No,
Okay,
going to
that's
happen.
not even that funny of a joke anymore.
It's not funny anymore,
not
'cause
funny
it's been
anymore.
too long.
It's been too long. Yep.
at this point, if they release Half-Life 3, it's just going to be like, okay,
Valve doesn't have to make their own games anymore to make money hand over fist.
Yep.
They just don't, and it's sad. Like they got CS:GO, which is effectively a gambling platform, right? And then they have Dota 2, which is an esports platform. So
With
really,
gambling
with
involved in
gambling
there as well.
involved. So it's like, why do you need to do anything else, right? So
yep.
yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
It's
though.
depressing.
Let's look at the actual studios though. Tripwire. So they made what was it? Frick, what's it called?
I'm
Red
also
Orchestra. Red Orchestra.
I didn't get a
Tripwire?
chance to play that.
Tripwire. I wonder if we're going to say Respawn for Titanfall.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were actually pretty big on the PC community, I think.
I don't know.
Virtual reality, esports. would be
For me, a couple of the other studios that are in here, like Cygames, Nexon, I'm just like,
yeah, Nexon is like, oh
Microsoft
great, and
again,
then they're
of
free to play
course.
FPS. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Nexon's
I think one
all
of the-
about the free-to-play games. Cygames
Yeah.
is free-to-play
One of the
card
biggest
games.
focuses is going to be VR stuff because VR is
But-
it's not that VR is exclusive to PC gaming, but PC gaming still just has
Dude,
the best
I-
hardware
It's
for
easier
it.
access on
Yeah,
PC.
I
Like
still
Steam has the better library,
yeah.
of course.
right?
Ubisoft.
See, and this is the one that I thought
This is the big one.
Ubisoft has the best potential.
Agreed.
Yes, I think Ubisoft is
And I know
actually going to be
Alfred
hands
doesn't want any of
down
it.
going to be the best one.
Well, okay. Assassin's Creed has leaked. It is
Yes.
set in ancient Egypt.
yep.
And it honestly sort of looks like more of the same, but more polish.
Because they've given it a 2-year cycle instead of one.
However, does it do enough to bring me back? I'll have to wait till E3 to see.
For me, if
Yeah.
it's fun, I'm hands down in there.
Because if it reignites the Assassin's Creed spark, which is cool setting,
Yeah.
really cool protagonist, or like just really smooth combat, right? I'm in.
Like, you just
But-
want simple things to be done very well.
That's it.
That's what you're asking
That
for,
is
and that's absolutely fair.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely, because these are like any organization or any kind of thing you
Yeah.
ever do. You ask what the core pillars of your project or whatever it may be, and they have to and you identify them, and then you identify the things that will make them successful and stand strong.
Yep.
But if one of those things fall, then you have failed.
Also, I want to see what they do,
I'm
which
just-
is going to be
yeah.
on par with boats.
Right. And there's going to be boats, I think,
Boats
in the game, but they're not.
Is it
It's not going to be.
Black Flag level?
It's not going to be Black Flag. But see, Black Flag was such a huge. It is being made by the Black Flag team, though. The team that made Black Flag. So I think we got potential here. Is
that a good thing?
It's a good thing. Black Flag's great.
Black Flag was an amazing
I told you,
game.
I've
was
only
great,
played.
yeah.
I've only played Syndicate.
Okay,
Yo,
so,
Black Flag was so much fun.
Okay.
and I'm glad we're finally getting a freaking different setting that's actually interesting. Thank you, right? Because I've been itching for non-Eurocentric settings for the longest time, because like there's the first one was set in the Crusades, had way too much emphasis on the English, right? The second one was the Renaissance, which is really cool, hasn't been explored, but then we got 2 more games about the Renaissance. Thanks, right?
Well, Ezio was a
you
really
think
popular character, so
Yeah,
Do you
exactly.
think there's a reason
Yeah.
why they haven't done one that's like Asia centric yet? Like something based around maybe like the Boxer Rebellion.
Yeah,
or
I've been
something like
been
that?
holding out.
Well, they did
for one
have
about China.
a China. They did have an India.
Yeah, but those
and a
were
Russia.
Those
but
games
those were
aren't
like
worth
mini,
talking about. They're not worth.
They're
talking
mini
about.
games.
They're mini
Okay.
games.
Anyways, they also have Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5 is going to be interesting. And
I don't know anything about Far Cry 5, although
Really?
I hear there's some sort of uproar on it.
okay, so they're bringing
a little something.
So Far Cry
It's a little bit something.
Far Cry 2 was Africa. Far Cry 3 was an island again, but it was all about like drugs and like rich white boy gets to kill a bunch of
Oh
dudes.
boy.
Okay.
Far Cry 4 was the Tibetan mountains. Far Cry 5 is Montana.
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 Okay.
However, you are in Redneck County and you're trying to kill a cult, like a far right
Is
Christian cult that's all about survivalism. So basically, like Waco or something.
Okay.
Mormons, well, Mormons with guns and people who are.
That's a little deep.
Yeah,
That's a little.
no, it's relevant though, and that's why people are kind of in an uproar. They're just like, what? Like, I hope they don't villainize all Christian white males.
What do
in
you
this game.
play
So-
as?
You play as a county sheriff who is trying to take down the cult.
Are you a white county sheriff? A black county
We
sheriff?
don't know
You're
yet.
probably
Do you
a white.
customize your character?
We don't know yet.
You're probably gonna be white.
Although,
because, like,
there is a resistance in the game. One of the resistance leaders is a woman, and the other is a black priest.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
an
interesting.
evangelist.
Yeah, but I just like the whole
Interesting.
idea because it's so politically relevant now, right? Of course, it's Ubisoft. They don't want to get anyone's.
They don't want to rile up people.
They don't want to rile up people, and Ubisoft has always been like, hey, let's try not to, like mess things up, right?
Sure.
I don't think they're going to capitalize on the setting as much as they should, but I don't know. Because I'm always all about big political statements. In games
We'll
and stuff,
definitely have to see what happens with that. I think another big thing that's coming out of the Ubisoft one is the whole South Park game, the
it's-
Fractured Butthole.
got delayed.
It's got delayed so many times, but now it looks like we're
I
finally
think you
going
said
to
it
get
wrong. It's called fractured butthole.
Fractured
You said it
butthole.
so quickly, it sounded like fractured butthole.
I mean, that's
that's the
how it's
joke.
intended to be.
I know, but I'm just saying that's not the title.
said. Regardless, I think that
This is going to be a 7 out of 10 for me. I think 8 out of 10
yeah, I think it's going to.
they have the potential to hit it out of the park.
because they have
really
to.
do.
They have to. Far Cry is
Not more so than Microsoft.
No,
though.
but Far Cry is stagnant. Assassin's Creed is stagnant, but they put so much money into these two franchises that they have to make it.
Two things that are guaranteed. I think I am going to enjoy their actual presentation.
Yep.
And the second thing is it's going to be kind of cringy because that's how they always do.
It's always Aisha
and
Tyler, yeah.
I love the cringe because it's like you go in expecting it,
Yeah.
and I enjoy that.
And it's Aisha Tyler. She's probably gonna have a joke about like I don't know. She's gonna have some stupid hashtag joke again, but whatever.
Probably.
Yeah.
Girls got jokes.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 for me. We should probably thank our next sponsor.
All right.
Oh, hello, next sponsor. This next sponsor is Voice Dubs. They've sponsored us before, so thank you for doing it
Thank
again.
you for sponsoring our Otafest title contest as well.
Yes. They're basically a local studio in Calgary, and they'll do a lot of dub work with you for your company. If you're interested,
If you're so inclined.
Listen to the ad.
Let me tell you about them. Voice Dubs is an international media studio based out of Calgary. They specialize in providing custom video and voiceover production services with the ability to deliver in over 50 languages. With partner studios in Tokyo and Beijing, Voice Dubs manages the entire production process from translation to casting to post-production, allowing you to focus on what you do best, running your business. See why some of the top companies across the world have chosen Voice Dubs for their video and voiceover production needs at www.voicedubs.com. Interested in joining the voiceover industry? Voice Dubs offers educational events where industry professionals come to teach you what you need to know. Subscribe at www.voicedubs.com to stay updated. Okay. Voice Dubs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's move on.
All right, we
So
got a
I'm playing,
couple
like,
left
Pokemon.
here.
You're playing Magikarp Jump, aren't you?
Yeah, I
Okay.
totally am. I'll talk about that.
How many have you lost? Okay, anyways, we'll talk about Nintendo in a bit. The big one, Sony.
Yes.
Sony, in the last couple of years, has been the big conference to watch.
Their conferences have definitely been a lot more exciting, a lot more presentation put into them.
A lot more of the one more thing type of hype that E3 is known for. You know,
Yep.
I just love when companies do that, when they just want to, like, because E3 is all about
They just
hype.
want to pile on,
No,
essentially.
E3 is
right?
all about hype, right?
Yeah.
And we know that.
Yep, and
Right?
Sony press
One
conferences
more
have
hype.
always been hype.
Yeah.
Do you want us to talk? Too bad, hype.
Yeah, like the PS4 announcement one where they shot the shots fired at Microsoft. That was
Yep.
beautiful.
Yep.
The one with the Final Fantasy remake and Shenmue 3, also beautiful. Last year not so much, but this year I don't know. Not a lot of stuff to announce.
So the stuff
That's
that
the
they
thing, though.
have.
It's stuff that we.
Yeah,
There's not a lot that we know of
Right.
going in. There's a couple of things like God of War. There's going to be
of Us
Last
2.
of Us Part 2, which
Now,
I'm looking forward to.
The question is like, there's the big thing, like there's a big elephant in the room, right?
What?
Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Like, yes, it's not their studio,
correct.
but what's
but
going on with
they
it?
have they have to have something.
Well,
'Cause,
they
like,
recently announced they have entered development internally because a lot of the assets were being made by other studios and such.
Yeah.
And that's always the case, right? You outsource all the texture work and stuff to other studios, and then you code everything, right?
Right.
So they've recently announced that Square Enix is now entering in the internal production because on a big game that takes a while, right? So, but I think it's good. You know, Final Fantasy. I think it's going to fall to the SquareSoft curse of showing stuff too early. I don't think we're going to see FF7 remake at this conference. We're probably going to see some other FF stuff.
Guaranteed you were going to be seeing more Final Fantasy stuff.
The MMO?
Pretty sure, yeah. Stormblood's stuff is coming out
Yep.
June 20th is when that is released, and I'm actually looking forward to that.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot of excitement and a lot of different
Did
stuff.
we get a release date for God of War 4 last year?
Don't think we got a release date for that.
I haven't heard anything
I
about
think
it.
we'll get a release date for that. Last of Us Part 2, I think, is going to be the ending of the conference. They're going to end with that as
Yep,
for the
that makes
gameplay demo.
sense.
Because
However-
hands down, it's going to be a lot more emotional, and it's not going to be like riding high. It's going to be a more somber experience.
Dude, what if
Just
they
tugging on
but
those
see,
emotional
keep in mind,
strings.
right? What if they open with that? Because remember when they opened with Last Guardian?
Oh,
And then we were just like, if they open with Last Guardian, they can't possibly top it with anything else. And then we got blown away, right? So that's my question. Okay, I think this is going to come down to this: if we open with Last of Us, we know it's going to be a great conference,
Yeah.
with a whole ton of new surprises, stuff we haven't seen before. If they end with Last of Us, then we know that's okay. Whatever, it's gonna be
it'll
cool.
be a good
if they
conference.
end with Last of Us, you've already seen the show.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah.
I don't really know if you have like to stand on for that.
But the thing is, though, it's probably going to be a good show regardless.
Yeah, Days Gone, I have no interest in. Sorry, but
I'm actually really tentative for Sony, so I'm gonna say like they're gonna give
7 out of 10.
like an above average, but not mind blowing.
I'm definitely going to go in with a positive experience on Sony as well.
Yeah, they're even if they're not
I think they're not
mind-blowingly-
they're gonna go as low as like a 5 kind of thing. But
Even-
Oh no, no.
yeah, even
I
the
think it's gonna be
games-
definitely straight, hands down positive for.
no, but I'm just saying
Sony.
like that's the range.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they're gonna fall.
Even the games are not completely mind blowing all the time. It's just going to be, you know,
But that's the thing, though. I don't think anybody's going to
should be a
drop
fun
the ball
watch. If
completely
you're a gamer,
for
it'll
any of
be a
these
fun watch,
conferences. I think
Ooh,
the conferences are going to be good. It's just Sony, Ubisoft are definitely going to be the more positive ones. The Bethesda one, Microsoft, as Jay, you were saying, has to be amazing, but I think it's only going to be slightly.
yeah. So I think Sony and Ubisoft have been the two I like watching the most.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to have a good experience.
I will
with them.
probably the only one I can tell you I'm gonna definitely watch is probably Ubisoft.
Yep.
And then we can so the one that we don't really want to miss out on is Nintendo.
Before we dive into Nintendo,
Sure.
Okay, Call of Duty World War II. Which conference is it going to show up at? What do you think?
Sony,
Sony,
I think so.
not the Microsoft one.
I think Sony's going to steal it. Sony tends to have those like exciting moments.
Well,
in
I think
there.
Advanced Warfare debuted at the Microsoft one when that came out, right? And that was a big departure, right? This time they're going back to World War II. Like,
I think
Sony?
Xbox.
I think
has,
Sony's going to have it.
Okay.
No, I think Microsoft's gonna have it. I think I'm gonna say that because
Oh, damn! Sorry, Destiny 2. Destiny 2. I forgot about that.
That's already been announced.
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
on.
it's gonna be in the
With
Sony
the
one.
Microsoft thing, really quick. The reason why is because I think, like we were talking about, like Microsoft's a little bit uncertain right now.
Yeah.
But one of its strongest footholds in console culture is the FPS genre.
Oh, so that's why you think they're going to have it instead.
Yeah. I think so too.
Like
Yeah.
hands down, when I think if you're gonna play an FPS on a console, it's on an Xbox, not a PS4.
Yeah, unless you're
it's not
playing
because
Destiny,
it's worse or bad or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just the way I interpret it, and I think a lot of people inherently understand that.
You know what? I now that you give that argument, I will kind of give it towards you. It might actually be Microsoft because they might spend the extra money to bring it
Solidify
over,
that
to
brand.
solidify it
Right,
so that
yeah.
it's
That idea.
in the
Yeah.
Microsoft panel.
Anyways, Destiny 2, you get 30 seconds because it's going to be heavy.
We've already had a huge gameplay debut. We already had all that. However, we haven't seen the multiplayer side of things, and we haven't seen a lot of more of the campaign. Right? They're going to demonstrate that it's going to be worth playing by showing us a lot more story. They already did that in the gameplay demo, but even more this time in the Sony conference. That's what I think.
And it's going to be on PC.
Yeah, and we're going to probably have
Yeah.
a show match.
I'm probably,
on Sunday.
I'm actually looking forward to. Now that you mention it, I'm gonna look forward to that as well. I will probably watch the Sony conference, just if anything, just for the Destiny segment, because I want to get it on PC.
Yeah,
See,
that's
one
all
thing
I
is
gotta say
like
for that.
Destiny 1, I enjoyed how it played. It's just the story kind of stagnated
story
for
kinda
me,
stagnated.
and it died for me.
And you had to get the DLC to actually get the whole experience.
I
and
didn't
blah, blah,
want to
blah.
give them any more money at that
Yeah,
point.
exactly. Anyways, Nintendo.
Nintendo. No press conference.
Treehouse.
As usual.
As usual.
Yeah.
I want to
They're-
point that out.
they're
That's
gonna
not
do
like
their-
it's a slight against them in a manner of
No,
speaking, because
it's
this
what
is
they
how they want
always
to do
do.
stuff. That's
Yeah.
how they want to do stuff. You can't
Yep.
take that away from them.
They
Super
do
Mario
their
Odyssey is going to be a big thing.
treehouses, which are always interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Metroid.
Yes.
Metroid. Okay.
I don't know.
If we see something, it won't be an FPS. It won't be like Other M. I think we're going to go back to the 2D platformer
I would hope so.
because
We're hoping for a Metroidvania.
2D platformer with 3D graphics. Take advantage of the Switch hardware.
Yep.
It's easily portable. You can pick it up and go. You don't need to do these crazy controls for the Switch.
Honestly, a Metroidvania would
Yep.
be hands down awesome.
It's going to be in the vein of Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's
I'm
going
okay
to be
with
like that. Yeah, and that's what I've been wanting for a decade. So yeah,
I think a lot of people have been crying out for it.
yeah, and I think it's
giving Metroid the respect it deserves as a franchise.
this is the year.
I
All right,
will also
so
say-
Metroid
Yeah.
is covered there.
Yep.
Zelda
speaking
we've
of, like-
already done.
Yeah. Hold on. Just as a quick aside to Metroid,
Mm-hmm.
because Metroidvania is the style, Castlevania is getting animated series on Netflix.
Yep.
Interesting.
I think that's actually what it really looks like is a kind of Helsing.
Yep.
I'll
A
be
little bit.
honest. But at the same time, it should be fun. All I'm really hoping for is that at one point Dracula says, like, you know, what is it?
What is a man? Yeah, no, just hands down.
You know,
I want
yeah.
that to be in there, and that's why I will watch it.
Yeah,
Just
I'm down. I'm
I'm
down.
waiting for that line.
yeah. So but yeah. Anyways,
Back to the actual Nintendo stuff.
Super Mario Odyssey is one thing we're probably going to be hearing more of.
I don't know.
Look.
It has to do a lot to impress me at this point. But
Sure, but it's still going to be fun.
oh yeah, totally.
Like
but-
you can't discount the fact that, like, yeah, they probably lack on story a lot, and yeah, like
I mean,
it's
it's
not
also
it's not
Mario,
advanced
though,
gameplay
you know?
technique like mechanics or anything like that. But Nintendo, fuck, man. They just know how to make fun shit.
It kind of is about mechanics, though, because like
It's all about mechanics.
Because
the story itself is kind of
3D World.
Princess is taken.
Super Mario 3D World was kind of the sequel to Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2, right? Galaxy was interesting because of the gravity gameplay, right? Which I really liked.
Yep.
I liked it, but I still... But
World...
people argue with me that Mario 64 is or Galaxy is the successor to 64, and I kind of have to disagree.
It's
like
the
64 is a
successor
standalone
to
amazing
Sunshine.
game.
Successor to Sunshine.
Yeah. Galaxy is a successor to Sunshine.
Yes.
I would say that Sunshine is a successor to 64.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So you can build the line that way.
And the thing is,
but 64, I want a game more like 64 than I want a game like.
And
Galaxy.
you've gotten it. It's called Super Mario World. You've gotten it. It's on the Wii U, and like it's a lot more like
Super Mario World.
Super Mario 3D World.
I haven't played that.
No, that's the Wii U platformer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's
I should look at that.
It's more similar to 64 than it is to Galaxy.
The Wii U is a goddamn brick. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like the Wii U, it's gone. It never existed.
Okay, so we're gonna see what Odyssey is gonna do.
Yep.
It looks like the scale is bigger, right? And kind of open world.
It looks a little ridiculous.
Some of the levels
HD.
I absolutely love. Other levels I'm very confused about.
But it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. If it's fun, that's all that matters.
I don't know.
For a Mario game, all it needs to be is fun. Story's not really that important for Mario
it's not about
games.
story. It's innovation,
controls-
right? It's the innovation because Miyamoto, right? He wanted more verticality. He wanted more verticality and different actions compared to 64. So he put the jetpack into Sunshine, right?
Right.
And it was water-based gameplay.
Sure.
For Galaxy, he wanted even more dimensionality than a 3D plane. So he added planets and the gravity gameplay, right?
Okay.
For 3D World, I think it was the implementation of 4 players on screen at once, like Melee or Super Smash. For this one, I think it's going to be open world. So if we see that it's an open world Mario with like all the freedom that you get in like all the movement and stuff, I think it's going to be
It'll
right.
be a fun game to play.
It'll be fun, but yeah.
It's
So
like a
Grand Theft
3D
Mario.
world.
Grand
It's like
Theft
a
Mario.
3D world where you get to play as Yoshi because it'd be kind of like a Spyro game,
Yeah.
but with like the Nintendo Touch.
Well,
Grand
I think
Theft
that'd be amazing.
Yoshi.
Grand Theft Yoshi,
well, they tried a bunch of Yoshi spin-offs like Yoshi's Story and all that. I don't know.
Yoshi's
which are
Cookie.
good games,
Yoshi's Cookie. Oh man,
dude. Yoshi's Island.
know that
is a
game?
fantastic
Yeah?
oh man, I love that game.
Remember, I'm older than you guys.
Yeah,
Wait, which game?
Yoshi's Cookie.
Yoshi's Cookie.
It's a puzzle game, and people.
I
a lot
think
of people don't
there
know
was
about
one
it.
on the Game Boy.
Game Boy. Yeah, it was Game Boy, NES, Super Nintendo.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Nintendo is gonna.
Do you guys think there's going to be anything else from Nintendo? That's the main thing.
Splatoon 2.
That's a given. They've already
Arms?
been doing
Arms just came out.
runs of that.
ARMS just came out.
Wait, when did Arms come out?
Oh wait, I lied. The demo period is right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, they did already?
but we've already seen
So in a
ARMS.
manner of speaking, it's come out.
Animal Crossing, I'd say.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, Switch Animal Crossing's gonna be great. I mean, it's portable, so
I've been playing.
I think if they come up with some like Pokemon thing,
Oh yeah, Pokemon Stars.
yeah.
Pokemon Stars is going to be probably a thing that they're going to talk about because it's going to be the first one in a long time where they're going to do a third game.
Yep.
For the dual series, and I'm curious because we just quickly mentioned that I was playing Magikarp Jump, which is it's fun, it's stupid, but
yeah,
it's
we
fun.
might see a bit more than mobile stuff.
Yeah,
I
was just
want
thinking that I was
something
hoping for mobile stuff.
on the lines of Pokemon Snap. It was
Look, we can talk about it,
dude.
I want it more than you do. I
Yes.
want it more than most people than I know. But I can't. I'm getting old, man.
Dude, okay,
I'm getting old. I can't wait for so much longer.
We've confirmed that out of there's possible crazy
the Wii U. If they really truly want to save the Wii U, they had the chance then and there.
Yep.
The fact that they didn't really points towards the fact that they don't.
just so our
they don't
audience
think about
knows,
it the way
Jay's
they,
crying a little bit right now.
Yeah.
they don't
So
think
am
about it
I.
the way we do.
dude. Okay, Pokemon Wii U Pokemon Snap was our trigger word for the longest time.
Yep.
And we're going to be disappointed yet again.
One of the reasons,
So-
though,
But the
one
thing
of
is,
the
there's
but
more
there's
of a chance now because
No, there isn't. Gee.
one of the
Gee.
legitimate reasons
No.
is because HAL Laboratory doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, it's
HAL
Pokemon Company.
used to make HAL used to make like the original Harvest Moons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they don't really exist anymore, and the Pokemon Company was with them in name only. I think that was I remember reading an article about basically crushing my own fucking dreams, and that's what it came down to. Like I'm also on the Wikipedia page right now because I remember the specifics was like the original development companies aren't really in the game anymore.
So what you're saying is, if Nintendo has a Pokemon Snap during their Treehouse, you're gonna lose your shit.
I'm not even. Yeah, like I'm literally going to just be happy that I bought a Switch on day one and not give a shit about anything else.
Yep.
For a long time, just like I did with Zelda. Like I was
that will make your E3 essentially.
Yeah, I'm gonna like
be content with what you have.
I'm gonna throw billions. I'm gonna throw billions of Pokeballs and Pester Balls and play billions of stupid songs on my Poke Flute. I'm gonna do that right now.
And on that note, we are out of time.
We are totally out of time, but this was fun.
That was fun.
There's so much more that we could talk about, guys.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, E3. What, June 10th, I think?
Soon.
Yeah,
Very soon.
June 10th to 14th. So, yeah.
Sigh.
I'm
real sad now.
I don't know.
Thanks for listening.
Maybe we'll hang out and watch those together.
If I made you sad as well with my sadness, I apologize. But you know what? Misery loves company.
Or, just be excited about E3 coming up, where you're seeing a lot of new things happening, confirming a lot of old things. Just, I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked forward towards an E3 as much as I have this year.
This isn't the one to be hype about.
That's the thing, though. It's not that I'm really hype about this one. It's just I'm looking forward to things.
All right.
Also,
year.
I'm a little bit mad at Magikarp. You can. This is a whole other thing, but you can nickname your Magikarp, and the thing is, like, it has to be like kid friendly, right?
Yeah.
I tried to name my Magikarp Finnegan because I think that's a good name for a fish.
Yeah.
It won't let me because it says like it's got profanity in it because I think like the middle three letters of Finnegan
Anyways,
cause an issue, and I'm really pissed about
Jay,
that.
we have to end the show.
Okay. Thanks for listening. Sorry about Pokemon. Okay, bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good one. See you next time.
Give me Metroid.